Hello, my name is Celine, and I had the pleasure of participating in the Tennessee Governor's School for the Arts. And today, I would like to share some of the artwork that I have made during my 3 weeks of Gov School. If you don't know what Gov School is, it is a summer program that prepares students for college and their respective career pathways. There are multiple Governor schools. I specifically went to the one that specializes in art, but Governor School also has engineering, agricultural sciences, international affairs, biological sciences, and many more beyond that. Within Governor School for the Arts, there are 6 areas: dance, filmmaking, instrumental and vocal music, theater, and finally, visual arts. I personally participated in the visual arts area, and that is the work I will be showing you today. So we're at my desk right now, and I'm about to show you the sketchbooks that I made during Gov School. So for some context, I took this class called Sketchbook Boot Camp, and in this class you make your own sketchbook. So I've made all of these, and our teacher gave us prompts to fill the sketchbooks. So I haven't filled all of these because that would be crazy, but I did have to focus on one of them, to fill one of them so that I could present it during our final showcase. So these are the first 2 that I made. I think my teacher said they were called pamphlet stitch sketchbooks. They were pretty easy to make. They're just like this piece of like cardstock and then just some paper, and then you stuck like 3 holes in the back and you just tied them together. There's absolutely nothing in here except for just this one page and this in the back. But for the other one, we have this, which was a failed art, which was a failed like attempt at making a Ritz peanut butter crackers out of paper. I don't know why I was trying to do that, but one of the prompts was to like make a full page spread of like a food that you eat, and I think that's what I was trying to do. And then this is the second page. I can't remember what the prompt was, but this is like the only other, well actually I lied. I have this page, but these are the only sketches I have in here. And there used to be something here, but I cut it out and I put it into my big sketchbook because that was the one I was going to be showcasing, and I wanted it to be in this big sketchbook. And then we have, of course, like I just said, these 2 big sketchbooks. The biggest difference between these 2 is the spines. One of them has an exposed spine, the other is closed, of course. I want to say she called this a Coptic stitch. Like, it's the type of stitch that we did to bound the papers together. I don't have anything in this one. I just haven't gotten to it because I was so focused on trying to fill this one up for the finale. But yeah, it's completely blank, and I'm kind of excited to fill it up with some drawings. And then finally, we have the actual sketchbook that has artwork inside of it. So let me see if I'm on the right page. Okay, yes. So this is the first page. So on the left we have I was trying to experiment with my signatures because during the end of Gov School, people started asking people to sign stuff, and I felt like my signature was so boring. So I searched up signatures on Pinterest and I tried replicating them. I like this one because I made it into my little alien guy. But yeah, that's what's going on this page. And then this page, I made it Ex Libris. I can't remember what it's called, but books used to have these because people would borrow books, and then Ex Libris means from the library of. So you have from the library of my name, Celine Robinson. So they would used to have these inside the books because people needed to know who to bring the book back to after borrowing said book. And then we have this page, which is just Gatorade. I think the prompt for this one was to show how to eat or drink something. So I drew how you drink Gatorade. You have you're twisting off the cap, you take off the cap, and then you drink it. And I used a test dummy because I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. And then this is the page that was actually in this sketchbook originally. It was right here, but then I just cut it out and I put it in here because I thought it matched the other side. The prompt for this one was to make a billboard, and I took Sketchbook Bootcamp in graphic design, So I actually took some inspiration from one of the graphic design things that I made, and one of the logos that I made for like a company was called the Big Blue. So I was like, what if this company had a billboard and it's like protect the Big Blue? The reason this is on here is because for some reason, I don't know how, I misspelled protect. So I had to cut out a piece and had to go back over it because I didn't want to look stupid. I know how to spell protect. I don't know how I misspelled protect. But yeah. And then this one was you have to illustrate one of the 7 deadly sins. 7 deadly sins. And of course, the 7 deadly sin is the sloth. And then we have my little alien guy. And it's actually based on that meme with the woman yelling at the cat, because I thought that'd be funny. Okay. This wasn't a prompt. This was actually just some sketches. We went to a building close to the art building that we were having class in, and they had like shells and stuff in there, so we were sketching those. And then this prompt was I had to draw everything with my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand. I am right-handed, so this is what I drew. I actually really like how this turned out. It's a portrait of me, and I just drew some like other little things because I felt like the page was empty. And then over here we had to draw something that makes noise. So this is actually a microwave that was in the art building that we had class in, and I thought it looked pretty interesting, so I put my little alien guy in there, and then I named it Alien Carousel. I should have put Alien Carousel on this side, but I actually drew this on the black piece of paper, and then I glued it in, and I didn't think about it until I glued it, and I was like, oh. So yeah. And then the prompt for this one was to make an infographic, and I decided to do sea otters. Unfortunately, the original drawing that I had over here had like crayon, whatever you want to say, and it smudged onto my infographic, and it makes me really sad because I really liked how the sea otter looked, and I thought the sea otter looked really cute, and it messed it up. And that's why I have this little sticky note. And then we only have one drawing on this side, and I think the prompt for this one is to draw something based on the shadow. The shadow is actually the head of the seahorse. It was a what was it? A water bottle and I can't remember. It was creating the shadow. We were in like the lunchroom, and I thought it kind of looked like the head of a horse, so I made it like a seahorse, and then I added my alien, and they're gonna take over Atlantis. This page, the prompt was to use 2 complementary colors and draw things that are circular. So I just looked around the room that we had Sketchbook boot camp in, and I just found circular things, and I just drew them. That's pretty much all I did for that one. Excuse me. And then this one, my instructor told me to experiment with watercolor, so I decided to, and it's a little streaky. This is mixed media paper, but it's not meant for like watercolor, of course, so that's probably why it's streaky. But yeah, I just drew my alien guy again, and it's okay. It's not that great, and I added like some color pencil because I was like, I don't know, this just looks kind of sad. And yeah, and then this is probably one of my favorite pages. The prompt was to draw something that you're obsessed with and make like a full page spread. And if you haven't noticed already, I have my alien guy just everywhere in my sketchbook, so I just did that. So we have these 2 aliens over here, these 2 aliens who are like interacting with this like dead astronaut. This guy's on the moon. I was thinking of like the DreamWorks logo when I made that one. This is a pizza delivery alien. This guy's getting abducted. This guy's riding a missile, well, not a missile, a spaceship, and this guy's on a little satellite. But I really like this one because of the like lines and the texture, and I think it looks really cute. This page spread, just some notes and these ugly drawings. I don't know what this is. I don't want to look at this. Another full page spread. The prompt was to make, what was it? It was to make a drawing based on these pictures from like a NASA data bank. So there was one of the Earth, and then there was one of like this plane who was dropping off soldiers who were trying to like get to the shuttle who had like landed back on Earth. And I mashed those two together, and of course, you know, I had to add my aliens in right there. And I have the ISE, which is the Intergalactic Space Exploration. And yeah. And then this one, I had to use two like color pencils and draw with them at the same time. So I drew one of those like things that kids drive around in. I don't know what they're called. And then we have this like little fish. And then for this prompt, I think we had to play around with this like kind of clear piece of paper. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember the name of it. So I kind of, one of my teacher said that somebody drew like the skeleton and then the muscle and then like the skin, and I wanted to do something similar. So first we have the pigment. Oh, okay. We have the skin, and then we have the bones of my alien, which are called glyphorphins. And then this is another full page spread. I actually really like this one. There's just a bunch of people I found on Pinterest. This is Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know if she looks like Sabrina Carpenter. I think she does, but I don't know. But just some people I found on Pinterest, and I wanted to draw them because I was trying to fill up my sketchbook because I knew this was the one that I was going to present in the finale. And then I drew my aliens. And then this is another day where we went to a different building to sketch. So there's this building that had taxidermy in it, and there's this building that had taxidermy in it, and these are the drawings that I made. So we have a golden eagle, a common loon, and then a common snapping turtle. And I thought the turtle was cute because it looked like it was smiling, but it was kind of sad because the turtle's like dead because it's taxidermy, and I don't know, it's kind of sad. This page spread, probably like one of the worst ones. I don't know, it's just very boring. The prompt was to like draw about your favorite art material or art tool to use, and I had I drew my iPad Pro. And then over here was to make a pattern. I don't really like the pattern, it's kind of bad. And then you can see I kind of got tired, and I was just like, I just want to finish this. And then I do like this page spread actually. This one, the prompt was to use so my teacher had these books that were filled with what were they called? Different fonts. So you had to use the fonts within your design, and this is what I came up with. And then for this one, we had to make a piece of artwork based on a public domain photo that we found, and one of the sections within the public domain was drugs. And then I found like this drawing of this woman, and it was called My Lady Nicotine. It was down here at the bottom. I wrote it, but I kind of erased it. But it was like I think it was like the cover of a book about a study on how nicotine affects people. But yeah, this drawing is a self-portrait, and I had to use a big 4-color ballpoint pen. And yeah, then I just drew this timber roll. This was again where we were drawing taxidermy. And then this was another one that was taxidermy. And then I was drawing one of the other students who was also drawing in the science building. So, and then I just have a carousel here with my aliens. And then this one, I actually made multiple Ex Libris things. So this was like the first one I made. I used that same vinyl that I used for this, and I put India ink on it, and then I took an X-Acto knife and I kind of scraped off the India ink. I don't really like the way it looked, so that's why I instead just went for an easier option, which was just having a black piece of paper and using like a white Posca pen. So I didn't really like the way this turned out, and I made this one, and of course the one that we saw in the front, and I just added this one in and drew some jellyfish around it because why not? And then for this prompt was you had to cut out pieces of your sketchbook to create like this kind of, I don't know, like flip book effect. I don't know what it would be called, but this is based on the song by Pink Panthers called 19. Probably, I love Pink Panthers. Probably like one of the actual artists I actually listen to all their music. And yeah, so this was just like, I made an iPod and then I kind of drew like an album, like a cover for the song 19. And yeah, so this isn't actually what the album cover or like the song cover looks like. This is just that was one of the prompts, was to make up a cover for a song by yourself. And I drew Pink Panthers here. And then of course each one has their own thing. And then just some more sketches, some people, a tree. Again, more sketches. Don't mind this. I'm sorry. I don't know why I put that. I was just trying to fill some space, and I put this picture in it because I had it at the time. And then this is my art to orientation teacher or instructor professor. And then on one of the slides that he was showing us, there's this, I want to say it's a crane, but I don't know what exactly it was, and I thought it looked cool, so I drew it. Oh, I skipped the page. So this is a cyanotype. I don't know what cyanotype is, but basically you cut out pieces and then you take it outside, and the pieces that you don't cover the paper with will turn this blue color, and the pieces that you do cover will stay that same white color. So I really don't know how it works, but I think it's really cool. So I made my alien with the cyanotype, and then I forced myself to draw a landscape, but also color it because I don't do landscapes. And yeah, and then y'all already saw this page. Again, I was trying to fill space and I had this picture, so I just put it in there. And then I just drew a tomato. And then probably my favorite sketchbook spread is this one. The prompt was to kind of draw about your experience at Gov School. So this is like a drawing of my dorm room, and I have my plushie called Habeas Corpus. There were dead roaches in the dorm hall. For some reason, people just left their hair in the shower, and that just made me disgusted. I'm just like, why can't you just clean up after yourself? I don't know. I guess it's pretty hard for people. And then for some reason in our dorm hall, there were just a bunch of socks sitting in the hallway for some reason, and nobody picked them up. So I just kind of drew about that. And then I drew the friends that I made at Gov School. I really like the color that I used. Like, I like how you have like just the gray of the dorm, and then I added the color within each drawing. And yeah, I really like this sketchbook spread. And then this prompt was to draw about like future plans after Gov School. So we have like starting a small business, post on social media more, draw more in my sketchbook, and then actually draw the ideas running through my head, because I have so many ideas for like stories, but I just never draw them. So these are some goals I have. And then this is my final page where I drew this person that I knew at Gov School, and then just like some random sketches. And that's my sketchbook. Thank you for watching.